folks, and welcome to the Snowy's Camping Show, episode 90, a couple of episodes into the new season now.
We're committed to 90 now.
We're committed to 90 because it's been World Pizza Day sometime in the world.
Somewhere. We just got that off a calendar somewhere, so we hope it's a thing. But we went, hey, like, pizza, there's a topic. Let's talk about that.
Sometimes if I was like, I love shoelaces, I'm going to make it World Shoelace Day, and I posted it on social media, do you think it would catch on?
It'd just be a thing.
Is that what these days? I reckon that's
just
what it is.
World Crocs Day or something.
Well, World Crocs Day. Everyone has to wear their Crocs.
Half of our listeners are already in their calendars typing this in.
Correct.
Their Wikipedia entries.
Yes. Don't forget to, whilst you're typing in World Croc Day, to see if it's a thing, also hit subscribe wherever you're listening to your podcast, be that through a podcast app or YouTube, and head over to a Facebook group that we have online at this stage, Noise Camping Show. Potentially, maybe it might be a different name by the time this episode goes live. Not sure.
There'll be links.
There'll be links. Yep. Jump on, join in the conversation.
We should also mention we're trying to remember to make sure we interact on the Facebook community as well. So not everyone's on Facebook. But we do post stuff on the Facebook community too.
We do, yeah.
And comments below.
And it's not necessarily podcast-specific stuff. It's just general camping, things you've done, things I've done. Other people post stuff about where they've gone and what they've done and advice on gear, and it's pretty cool.
Definitely comments to this video, so Facebook video comments all over it.
So new gear.
New gear.
At Snowy's.
This is our new gear segment that we started trialling at the start of this season.
Something that's pretty exciting that I think is the Jetball Genesis stove, only because I know it's been around for ages. We've had it in store for a couple of weeks, but we haven't had it online for a while, but it's online now.
Sort of came in before Christmas, didn't it? And then people are away, and so hopefully it's online by the time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
this goes live. I'm pretty sure it is going to be. Anyway, it is now. I'm just going to say that.
It is now as in when this episode goes live.
It is now when this episode goes live.
It's getting too confusing. Let's move on. But it's been available in the US
we've
for a long time.
We've been waiting for the Jetball Genesis for like 2 years, maybe even more. And the delay has been on the Australian Gas Association side of things. And I know people always like, boo, hiss, Australia is so lame with gas standards. But also I like my life and I want to stay alive when I camp and free of injuries. So compared to a lot of other countries, we're pretty lucky that we do have those things in line for our safety. But anyway, moral of the story is finally approved.
Yep.
Which means it's available here. And if you haven't seen them before, they're kind of like a figure eight, is what I would sort of describe them as.
When it's folded out.
When it's folded out. And then you can fold it in half and it packs up like a little circular sort of drum cylinder shape kind of thing packed, and then it unfolds.
Like extra large cook set is what it would pack up to.
And they're really powerful, and obviously Jetball's a great brand, and they're very efficient stoves, and they're just really cool.
They're quite expensive, but you get, they're still worth the money. You're not paying more than you should for a stove like that because you're getting a Jetball quality. You're getting something really functional that does what it says it does. I think is it 10,000 BTU per burner,
I think, which is super high,
which is good.
Just
the packability.
And it's sort of getting up to sort of Coleman hyperflame type heights of heat there.
Yeah.
But it's got good simmer control. Like it's designed as a good cooking stove, and you can also get cooking systems with it, like pans and everything. And it sort of leverages off Jetball flux ring technology like they do with their Flash and Minimo stoves and things like that, but just more aimed at car campers or base campers.
Have you used one?
I haven't used one yet, but
I've had a play with it. I've had a look, but I haven't
looked at them for a long time online over the years.
Pictures of other people.
Yeah, coveting them. They look really sick.
One of the quick mention of products that we haven't seen it. It's just on our, things that are upcoming.
I think there might actually be one style in our store at the moment.
Oh, is there? Okay, I haven't seen it, but probably by the time, because we're filming this now, and by the time this goes live, they might actually already be in the store and be online. But they sound pretty cool, from Ozta, the Cape series camp chairs, which are made from, I can't remember the percentage, but a recycled canvas type fabric.
Yeah.
So, and they're cool
because they're sort of like, a lot of camping gear is whack colours, and then these ones aren't. They're like that tan beige sort of old school Land Cruiser colour, which is
Suits your
cool, sandy Land Cruiser
camping
colour.
aesthetics.
And it just looks nice.
Yeah.
It's just nice. Imagine if you have, you know, your RV5 or your Dachi Safari or some other wicked canvas touring tan, and then you have your nice sort of sandy coloured canvas furniture out the front and just nice.
Blend into nature.
Yep, nothing too crazy.
Being Australia, they've made, camp furniture and tents for ages,
For
but camp
eons.
chairs is kind of like just their staple. You know it's going to be
a good option.
chair. Yeah.
So pizza.
Today's episode, pizza.
I can't remember what day World Pizza Day was, but
we are hoping, and I did hear from our producer before this, who also does the cooking show with Cam, Snowy's camp cook. He's going to be showing how
he also eats all the leftovers. I just want to say.
I did get some of the roast pork belly.
Did you?
It might have been a few days
a little
past
while
when
ago.
it should have been eaten, but I couldn't resist. I ate it and I was fine.
Yeah.
And it tasted good. But very little of that food makes its way back to the office. So I can't see Kieran behind the dark mirror there, but I hope he's laughing and feeling guilty. But anyway, Cam's going to be doing camp pizza.
Yeah.
To try and coincide with this episode too.
Cam's cooking show.
So we're going to give a bunch of advice on how we reckon how to cook pizza, and then Cam's probably going to do it 10 times better. Probably.
But in terms of camping, it's not like you're like, oh yeah, pizza, you know, as a camping food. But I remember when Oztent brought out the smoker to sit on the big pig, I think. I can't remember if the
Ozpig.
Ozpig.
Yeah.
The smoker.
That big thing.
Yeah, the big tubey thing. Does that sit on the big pig or does it also go on the standard Ozpig?
Because
I can't remember if it only goes on the big pig or if it goes on both. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anyway, when that came out, that obviously had all the smoking racks in there, and then it's like pizza stones. And I was like, oh, pizza stones. Like, I don't know if you would pack the smoker on a camping trip.
It's pretty big.
Because it's pretty big and it's pretty bulky, but it was sort of like the first time that I personally saw pizza-related stuff in terms of camping and outdoor gear. And then I feel like since then there's been a bit of an increase in pizza making its way into camping and camping scenes and stuff. I know Harry's done Harry Fighter Fork. He's also done a couple of pizza episodes. I think he did one a couple of years ago and then another one sometime last year, which was pretty good. But obviously they're really yummy and they're super easy, and realistically they don't use a huge amount of dishes. Like, you don't even really have to have a plate if you don't want to.
No, just eat it by hand. You see something to cook it on and then eat it straight off of that.
That's right. And it's not like you have pots and, you know.
I think the thing with pizza is people go, oh, dough, I've got to make dough. But I reckon if you can master making dough when you're camping, it opens up a plethora of other things that you can cook, because you can make little buns, pizza bases. Like, dough's not hard to make. Take some flour, self-raising flour.
Yeah.
Or if you want, take some yeast as well. Go full hog. I wonder what Cam's going to do. Whether he uses
I'm going to be curious about that too.
Cam being a professional chef wants to go next level and do, like, he'll just about grind his own flour, right? He wants to show how capable he is, and he is quite capable. But we say, Cam, you just need to pull back a little bit, because not everyone's going to grind their own flour.
Not everyone's a fancy pants.
So we need to kind of find a middle ground between your professional, was it Michelin chef style food, and the average camper who we're trying to teach you can cook something a little bit better than a can of baked beans.
Yeah.
But doughs, I mean, I've cooked pizza and quite enjoy it. It's quite a process when you cook for a lot of people and you make lots of little pizzas. You make some dough and you make a little pizza, you cook it and you'll have a piece and you get another one going, and it's just kind of this whole kind of social process, and it was kind of fun.
I don't know about you, but when you're the primary pizza maker, I never end up really needing to sit down and eat pizza because I've just been munching as I go, and it fills you up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because you've got a piece in your mouth while you're checking the next one, and then But it's kind of fun, though, right?
It is really fun.
Yeah. So, I think
you're right.
If you get the dough right, the rest of the pizza is just sauce and whatever you want to put on top of it.
And there are some recipes online where you can get. I mean, I don't know if this is going to offend any aficionados out there, but you can make a dough that's a versatile dough. And you can use it as a pizza base, or you can use it to make pasties, or you can use it to do, like you say, buns, or like just a whole range of sort of different applications for that particular dough. Or even if you're, you're making a beef stew and you chuck a couple of bits in it as dumplings in the top of the beef stew or whatever.
Cam would probably scrunch his nose at that. But for those who don't already know, Cam is Snowy's camp chef. So there's Camp Cooking with Cam. It's
on Sunday night
on our YouTube channel. Yeah. Sunday nights, check it out. It's got some awesome camp meal ideas. So ways to cook it.
Ways to cook it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have an Oz pig and a giant big smoker. There are also portable pizza makers that we've never really had before that are relatively new to us. I'd say 6 months maybe max.
Probably, yeah.
I think Uni. Is that the brand?
OONI, yeah, which are really cool. I know Brett in our office has got one. He just uses it at home and he says it's awesome. It cooks pizza really quick. There's gas ones and multi-fuel ones as well. So you can plug it into gas and it looks like a little mini pizza oven. The flame comes up over the top on the inside and you can run it off gas or briquettes or charcoal or whatever you like. They're not cheap. So
there's a couple of models, right?
Yeah. But if you got one, you'd probably be taking it because you're definitely doing more than one pizza if you're camping, because they're not massive, but they're not packable quite like a camp stove is, and they're quite expensive. So you'd want to be cooking for a
I'd
group.
say if you were someone, like if you were a caravaner and maybe you are on the road full time potentially, it wouldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you're somewhere or even a camper trailer where you can pack something a bit larger, it wouldn't really be suitable for car campers, I wouldn't say.
No,
I mean, it's something that you could chuck in your car if you were going to the park for the day.
Oh, absolutely.
Something like that.
Great option, yeah.
But if you're someone who's maybe doing one night stops or you're only going away for the weekend, I don't know, for me personally, I don't know if I would sort of justify packing it, but they are great. The portable one is a fair bit smaller though, mind you.
Small pizzas.
Compared to the other ones. But you can use them at home as well.
I wonder if you can cook other things in them as well. Like, could you cook chips and is something you could bake from the top? So I guess
I feel like I've seen an accessory for them that we don't actually have, but somewhere along the lines of a baking tray. So, for example, you could chuck a lasagna in it.
I'm sure you could.
Something. I can't see why you couldn't adapt it.
If you look at those in comparison to, say, if you take like the Voyager, which is now called the Orbiter barbecue, same thing, just a different gas connection.
Yeah.
That's quite big, right? These Uni ovens are smaller than that.
Yeah.
But you'd have to just change how you cook slightly. So you haven't got a grill to cook on. But if you're cooking meat, I don't know whether I'm assuming you could cook it on a tray. Anyway,
Maybe.
We're getting off topic because we're supposed to talk about pizza here.
Pizza, not cook.
But Uni are awesome. They're pretty cool. Check them out online. Lots of accessories to go with it, and a massive tray that you can. Have you seen that thing?
Oh yeah, the little pizza thingies in it. Yeah. That's definitely for home pizza. I reckon
you can get full fancy if you want.
But like you can cook them in 12-volt ovens, like your travel buddies and things like that. You just mentioned the Gasmate Voyager, which is now the Orbiter with the LCC 27 connection. You can even put pizza ovens, pizza stones in those and put the hood down and cook them.
Yep.
You can, I don't know if Coleman still does it. There used to be a foldable stovetop oven. I reckon you probably could get away with that with a smaller pizza stone.
Have you ever used that?
No, but I have heard from customers who have and love them and feel really sad that they're not as readily available as they used to be.
They're a cool idea, but they kind of look like something you think, that probably wouldn't work. But then I do recall reading in years gone by that people cook bread and stuff. It's literally just a metal box with a thermometer on it that you put on a camp stove and it retains the heat. A gas stove,
But obviously if you're someone who has a caravan, if you've got an oven just in your caravan, that's already you can cook it in that. But the other way, which is a way that I obviously love the most, is just doing it on the fire.
In a camp oven?
You can do it in a couple of different ones. I've done it in a skillet before at a push.
With a top over it?
Oh.
No, just cook it from the bottom up? Okay.
Slowly.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, camp oven is the best. And I haven't cast iron obviously because you want something that sort of does that slow bake and it's not, obviously we know spun steel sort of
you want even
heats up quicker and loses heat quicker. It's not that same. Anyway, we don't need to get into that. Look at our episode of cast iron versus spun steel if you're interested. Anyway, what I would like to know, I haven't personally come across it and it just came to me then, is it'd be cool if you could have like a stackable steam rack that would fit inside a cast iron oven. So you could possibly do 2 or 3, depending on the size of your oven at a time.
So I've cooked mine in a camp oven like that, but I just use a what do you call it? Trivet in the bottom, and then I've got it's an aluminium baking tray. It's all bent up, and that just sits inside. Yeah, and then I've just got some spondoolies, cool. The spondoolie or the
spondoolies are so cool. Yeah.
And I can reach in and just lift it out. So the sides are all bent up because I've lifted so many pizzas in it. And I can make like a 6 to 8 inch pizza in that. Yeah. And if you get the heat right, top and bottom, then the camp oven cooks it really quickly.
Yeah, that's so good.
So that's how I like to do it. Yep.
So there's multiple different ways. You don't have to go, I don't have a portable pizza oven or I don't have a smoker. Like, just a campfire and a camp oven, have a go.
Yeah, and just start practicing making dough because if you there's so many opportunities. We made pizza the other night and just made just little balls of dough for the kids, just hot balls of dough. They loved it. Put some butter and stuff on it.
How good's that?
It's good, and that's an easy dough recipe. So anyway, speaking of ingredients, and
but
preparation,
I was thinking it doesn't have to be fancy. You can use fresh ingredients or you can use frozen ingredients. It's good to sort of be aware of what you could prep at home before you go.
Yep.
But other ingredients like olives or what's that word I'm thinking of? Capsicums, but they're done already, like roasted capsicums, but they come in oils like roasted peppers. Yep. There's so many different pizza options that you can get that are in a jar or even in a tin.
I'd be keen to see what Cam uses because he would make all that stuff from scratch. But we've tried to say to him, look at some canned or some easy use options that are going to have good results. I find I don't like to put too much on the pizzas, and frozen's probably one to consider. I wouldn't put what frozen stuff would you use?
I don't know, like just hypothetically, if you wanted to do something crazy like a seafood pizza. Okay. Or sometimes you can get even like frozen gyros meat. I've seen people doing like a gyros type pizza.
So if you want to say put prawns on there, I reckon try and make sure you defrost them and dry them first. Yeah. Because the moisture of all of that stuff will make the base soggy. And what you really want is a reasonably firm, stiff base when you're camping. Agreed. It's hard eating a soggy pizza if you try not to use a plate as well. So any frozen ingredients or anything, really dry a little bit before you put it on there, just so it doesn't go all moist.
Also sauces and stuff, you can get them in those little peel top yogurt type things or in tins or in jars. Squeezy bottles. Yep. If you want to be super hardcore like Harry, you can make the pizza sauce from scratch while you're out camping.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Which is cool. Yep. But that's like a tin of tomatoes and some garlic and some fresh basil and, reduce it down or whatever.
Well, yeah, if pasta is on your menu as well, then a big jar of passata.
Yeah, for sure.
And
doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't even have to be that tricky.
Something tomato.
Like it doesn't. It's not like it even has to be loaded with heaps of ingredients. Just a bit of ham and maybe pineapple. I don't know. The mass is going to come for me if I say pineapple on pizza. It seems to be a 50-50.
On certain pizza, pineapple on a ham and pineapple pizza. Otherwise, it's just ham, right?
I'm not really into pineapple on a pizza, even though I just said it. It's not a vibe for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Massively. But anyway,
there's a lot of things that end up on pizza that shouldn't be on a pizza.
Correct.
More so than pineapple.
Have you ever had a dessert pizza? Tangent here, but they're disgusting.
No, not right. They're a constant disappointment. You go, dessert pizza, kids love it, then you're getting like, it's really just.
I love how you say constant disappointment as if it's something you've had a crack at more than once.
I just keep going, yep, same as last time. and I'll do it again next time.
No. For anybody who's not eaten a dessert pizza, it's really weird. It's like instead of tomato sauce on the base, it's like jam, and then there's like chocolate chips, and then there's like Nutella. It's like basically as disgusting as it sounds.
Just go get ice cream or something instead.
Sorry if you love dessert pizza.
Yeah. Was it? I forgot what I was going to say now. It doesn't have to be complex, and I think I like to make. If you've got lots of ingredients, make lots of slightly different ones. And just have 2 or 3 ingredients on each. And if there's just 2 or 3 ingredients on each, they cook quicker and easier too. So
agreed. So talking about soggy pizzas before, baking stones are definitely not something that you need, but they can be helpful, especially if you preheat them. So when you're putting your pizza on, it's going on something that's preheated and hot.
Yep.
So the dough's already starting to cook without burning the crust out of the top.
Might be more relevant in an oven or something. Camp oven, I've never had an issue getting a crispy base because you're already in that camp.
The cast iron does the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
A pizza oven. You can actually get like an actual cast iron pizza pan.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe Pyrolux or Campfire, one of those guys does an actual pizza pan.
I've seen people cook it too in a pan, like pizza in a pan, and then just another pan over the top to try and retain the heat.
Yeah,
so just
interesting.
Another way to do it. So, just a quick one. I think transporting a pizza stone, if you're in really sort of rugged environments, can be difficult too. So
I would agree with that.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but I've always just cut pizza with a knife. And recently just was given a pizza wheel and a bunch of random stuff. So good.
Yeah, they are good.
Pizza wheel actually changes your life. Ones. If you've got a bunch of kids or a bunch of hungry people and you're smashing out heaps of pizza, the pizza wheels are insane.
Especially if the cheese is sticky or something, using a knife and you're dragging all the ingredients. A pizza wheel, you just whip over the top.
Whip over the top. It's amazing.
I don't know whether I'd take one camping. If I was cooking a lot of pizzas, I guess I would.
I don't know if I'd take a pizza wheel, but we do also have pizza cutters that I saw over there one time and I was like, these are genius. Yeah. And they're sort of like, if anyone's ever seen a herb chopper, they're like a curved blade.
Like a rocking.
But it's like a rocking blade and it's nice and long. And I'm like, potentially that could be chucked in your camp kit because it might be quite versatile. It wouldn't just necessarily chop only pizza. And they're quite thin and long, so they might fit in your drawer, in your cutlery drawer or wherever you've got, with your other knives or whatever. So that isn't necessarily a complete no-no for camping, especially if you want to be super bougie.
But pizza wheel's still not that big. We've got a compact one at home, but I did go to a pizza place somewhere in the last month or so and the pizza came uncut and they just gave us all a massive pizza wheel and the wheel itself was like 6 inches big. Really? And there was something pretty cool about just cutting the knife.
Cutting your own pizza.
Massive wheel. So the bigger ones are better, but they're not a massive thing to pack.
It's sort of like Aldi where they make you think that packing your own groceries is like a cool thing to do. You're like, hang on a minute, wait, what? It's like, oh.
You just feel under pressure. You're like,
someone's just served your pizza and cut your pizza yourself. You're like, oh, this is so cool. And meanwhile, they're like, ha ha.
Do I get a discount for cutting my own pizza?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Aldi is discounted, obviously, for the most part. That's why you pack your own groceries.
Yeah, for what I save, I'm happy to pat my own bag.
Yeah, same. I actually prefer it.
Just take the kids with us. Go pat the bags, kids.
A little bit specific in how I like things packed.
The kids make a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway, trying really hard not to go off on a tangent.
Same.
Accessories, covers
like food. There are loads of accessories. They're probably not super relevant for camping, especially if you're doing something super basic like cast iron camp ovens and you're just cooking on the fire or whatever.
But for uni, you get covers, pizza paddles, like those big pizza paddles that you get it out. Like if you're cooking at home.
And like a nice big pizza chopping, like wooden serving board and I think Ozpig you can get a cover for the smoker and there's a bunch of different things if you're primarily cooking at home.
Yeah. Cool.
Pizza. I hope everyone has/is, because I don't know exactly when the date is, having pizza on World Pizza Day.
Yeah. Check out Cam. If it's not already released, then it hopefully
will be soon.
This Sunday or very soon. Cam cooking pizza, probably far better than anything we've suggested here today.
I feel like we missed an opportunity to hit the big cheeses for us to eat pizza whilst we recorded this episode. That could have been taken advantage of earlier.
Maybe, Kieran, we'll get some of Cam's pizza.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Now, story of the week. Okay, we did this a couple of episodes ago. Yeah. This is our outro segment, which is sort of cool.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily a snowy story. It's just going to be a story that is something cool that we've heard of or seen or thought was interesting that we want to share with you guys.
Yep.
For me, I came across, and I don't know how I haven't seen it before, but there's this woman called Lucy Barnard. She's a young Australian woman and she is aiming to become the first ever woman to walk the length of the world, which is the very southernmost tip of South America, all the way to the northernmost tip of Alaska. And it's 30,000 Ks. And she's doing it with a blue heeler, which I just think is the coolest thing ever. And I think from memory, she's estimated that it'll take her 5 years.
Isn't that crazy? You know, I said before this episode, I've heard of that, and I think I just recall where I heard it, and I think it was you that told me.
I think I told you. Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
5 years, like what a commitment.
Yeah, it's a massive commitment.
5 years.
And she doesn't record all of the time, but like drops little updates of her trip and her adventure. And it's really cool to watch. And I just think it's well worth it if you've got 10, 15, 20 minutes and you don't mind sitting down, or if you've got YouTube on your TV, as some people have fancy TVs these days and you just want to watch something cool and support this woman doing this amazing adventure. I think she only has like less than 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is unbelievably ridiculous to me, because I'm like, if someone's doing an adventure like that, how come everybody doesn't know about it?
Get on it, share it. That's awesome. So she started?
She started.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you know where she is now?
She was looking at whether or not in the latest video, I think she was looking at whether or not she was going to go through Argentina.
Okay.
I think from memory. So she started.
What an epic.
A couple of updates. She's with her dog. It's very cool. She's a woman. She's Australian. Just
check it out. We'll put a link.
We'll definitely put a link in the show notes. Give it some love. And also, if you do decide to watch it, tell me what you think, because I always like to know if the things that I'm interested in as a camper and outdoor adventure enthusiast, if other people are also interested in those things.
We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe that'll make up some of our stories of the weeks.
Yeah, that'd be wicked.
Just because it sounds awesome.
It does. Cool.
Sweet.
Again, don't forget to tune in with us next Monday and subscribe wherever you're listening to the show so you don't miss out on any other future content. Take it easy. See you next week.
Bye.